Hey folks, this video clip really belonged in part one. I just skipped over and didn't realize it, but showing where I already dug a trench along the driveway, the curvature part here, and going from the house to the shop. So then this is a little recap and then the rest of the story.
Well, here's the water line, 1¼ inch poly.
So I'm burying that line from the house here with a spur going over to the mini cabin right nearby, right in this area. That's a whole nother project I'll be documenting.
And then about 350 feet clear over to the far side of the shop over there, where it'll supply water to the current shop and also for the new shop. So that'll be nice to have water over there before the new building is made. All right. The guys are here to basically finish this project. Well, maybe not finish it, but do some necessary work. Nice cave in last night. Smashing the power line there. So I'm not too happy about that. That's probably gonna have to be dealt with.
Well, that machine is quite a bit bigger than mine. It's a lot more work done a lot quicker. But anyways, they're digging underneath the shop, the trench, to get the water line completely underneath there and punch a hole through the concrete floor then to bring it into the back end of the shop. So if it's not clear, what's going on here is that excavator is pressing a big long 2-inch pipe several feet down, about 5 feet down, to try and push it underneath the driveway to jam it right to the ground. They do that on a regular basis, but the ground has got to be the right makeup. And what's going on here is repeated attempts, not all of which are shown, to push that thing through. But unfortunately, they could never seem to get it to go more than 2 or 3 feet before it would just be so resistive, the pipe would really start to warp, and in the end actually permanently warps. So this turned out to not be a viable method. Well, so there it is. Pretty sorry situation indeed. It was a great idea. I was pretty excited about having that iron pipe go underneath the driveway, and the 1¼ inch polyethylene line would just run right through it, and my driveway wouldn't be compromised. But that was not to happen.
Well, driving the 2-inch pipe under the driveway didn't work. Too many rocks or whatever just bends the thing. So the next option, cut the driveway where the road's off. So the next part of the video is an intermediate time gap where I buried all this. But also, after I buried this, things caved in a lot. I wanted to put in a little drain system for the utility tub that I put inside. I'll show you in a moment as well. Well, getting this water line buried here. And what I have not done yet is put in my little 20-foot section of drainage for my utility tub that's in this shop. So here's where the water goes in. The water goes in on the big one and out on the small one for the next big shop that's going to be over here. But I've neglected this for some time, and you can see things have caved in a lot of cave in here. So I want to dig this out a little bit to put my 20-foot section of drainage here in this same channel. And I got to dig this out. I'd rather not do that by hand. So I'm going to fill it in over here a little bit and then drive over it to dig that out a foot or two, hopefully without wrecking the poly line that's already in there. So that's the plan. Already started doing that. I'm shoving these piles in up to here, and then I'll gingerly go in and pull some more of that material out to get the depth I want for the drainage. There's the plan. The best laid plans that I have at the moment. Well, when you don't have an actual bulldozer, I guess this is the next best thing. Certainly is. A lot better than doing it by hand. So I got that filled in. I'll just re-dig a channel to bury the pipe, the perforated pipe up to this point here. So here's my not so high-tech drainage installation for my utility tub sink in my old shop. Just had to do this since the ditch was basically here already. So I've got two 10-foot sections of 2 rows of perforations on this 4-inch pipe, and I'm going to put some of this number 2 gravel to facilitate the drainage. So here it is, pretty simple. I sloped it down ever so slightly going that way, and some connectors, 2-inch line going up here. I initially thought it was a 45 or so degree angle. I can pretty much see just looking at it, it's not. There's a 45 degree elbow there, but that wasn't enough, so then another 22 and a half, and that made it perfectly straight up. And going into the shop, and the sink is going to be right on the other side of this, so the additional hookup is quite simple. So I will bury all this and have a crude but effective drainage for this shop before the big shop goes in here, which will all be pretty awesome if it comes to fruition. Well, a whole bunch of time has passed since that video, and in fact another season has passed. You can see where the weeds have grown up around here. So I just kind of wanted to show the current status of the situation here. So a lot of other priorities and not a whole lot of progress as far as plans for the next shop, but that's okay. The water line has been working well. So here's what it currently looks like. So I haven't got this repaired because the cost of a blacktop patch here is almost prohibitive. I showed all this in process. For some reason I lost tons of footage of all the burial of the line quite a long time ago. And the details of dealing with the Spectrum cable, which got damaged here, and that was kind of a disaster, and Spectrum had to come in and put a whole new line in from the road all the way out to the house. But that's all right, that's what happened. Still need to do some work on that to make the grass right. So back here in the corner is where I put the utility tub, and there's the lines coming in right there. This is the 1.5 polyethylene line, and bridging off to the 1-inch line. That's going to go out to the new shop. And I converted that to 3/4 PEX to feed the sink and the outside faucet. There's a line going to the outside faucet, so that's kind of nice. All works well. Like I said, it's pretty useful having a source of water in here, even though I don't have hot water at this point. So on the house side, here's the water lines punched through the wall. And this is about 6 feet under. The main line from the water softener and iron filter comes down here. That's the main 1.25 inch polyethylene going through the wall, and then coming off of that, all these shadows here, coming off of that is the 1-inch spur here that's going to go to the mini cabin. And then we got drain lines to easily drain the water in the cold season going into the sump here. So, okay, well that's enough on that. More to come with the mini cabin and the future big shop. In the meantime, have a good day.